Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Adam back here, and today I have a review of two of my new customs, including Captain Phasma and Commander Pyre. So, Commander Pyre originally appeared in the show Resistance, Star Wars Resistance, and you can see in the background I have a picture of the Colossus, which is the main place where that show takes place, and I really, really like that show, and if you haven't watched it, I would highly recommend it. It's on Disney Plus if you have that. Um, but yeah, anyways, also Captain Phasma, as you all know, appeared in the new trilogy. So, voice crack. Sorry. But yeah, so these figures, before we get into the specific figure reviews, these figures were made with the AV Figures cast of his original First Order sculpts. And the helmets are the newer version of these sculpts. The bodies are the old version, though. And I made these with a combines spray paint and regular just metallic paint for Pyre. And I equipped them both with some blasters. I did not do the blasters on either of them in the same color scheme just because of not being able to actually do that with spray paint and being able to only cover certain sections. I guess I could try at some other point, but yeah, so without further ado, and before I start rambling again, let's just jump right in and stick with the background theme and have Pyre be reviewed first. Alright, so getting into the first figure, Commander Pyre. I do want to mention that these were both made for commissions for somebody, so they will not be staying in my collection. They are actually made for a friend on Instagram called, he calls himself Dan_Figs. You can check him out. I'll leave the link below. But yeah, so as mentioned before, these were made with the AV Figures body cast and helmet cast. I mainly just painted them, which was pretty much the easy work of it. But yeah, so this figure was made with the, I believe it was folk art. It was just gold, I think. It was just a shade of gold. And I really like how the color scheme came out. If you notice in the show, he's not exactly like a solid gold color. He's more like a sort of like a variant of gold, or a shade of gold, I guess. And it matched this weirdly well. And so, yeah, as you can see, the arms, like a couple drawbacks to this cast are that the left leg on both of the casts really doesn't want to seem to go in, and the torso just really pops off. Like there's nothing keeping it. It's better on this figure than it is on Phasma. On Phasma, it just falls off, but you can see that there's like a little gap you can see through, which is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. And also, there is no room for a head because the head is attached to the cast. And as you can see, I painted all of the gold around it, then painted the visor black with all the details. And yeah, so that is that. And the the pauldron, that's the word I'm looking for, is actually a modified one of my capes. It's actually the Commander pauldron. I just cut off the side of it, or this side of it, and then I flipped it around because normally all of the commanders have it pointing the other way, but Pyre is different. And so I just painted it black, and I think it works really well because you can't really see much of it except for the edge, which is all I wanted people to see. And as for the rest of the cast, it's mainly just painted gold over the detailing, and you can see I really went in depth on the side. I made sure to line it up, and the sides are painted black and gold as well. And and that is one of the other drawbacks to this cast, but that actually leads me into the arm. So the arm, the middle section is just painted black because that's his color scheme. The shoulder pads painted the gold, and the rest of the vambrace, or lower half, is painted gold as well. And I equipped him with basic E11 blasters, I believe these are, from Clone Army Customs, just because they go nicely with the figure. And the arm on the other side is the same as the one on the left side. And the back is painted gold again with a little bit of black detailing, and then on the lower half it's all just black. So yeah. And as you can see on the back, it's a little bit lopsided. That was actually the cast. Again, it's a little bit like it goes lower on this side than it does on that side. So a little bit frustrating, but it's all good. And then the belt piece, which if I take this off, the legs are left alone. You can see I really do like this belt piece on the front. I painted gold and then just black all around. And then gold again on the legs, and then the knee pads are painted gold. And the tricky part was painting around the knee pads the black, which I had a little bit of trouble doing, but I got I got it eventually. And yeah, so on the sides you can see all the detailing. This was pretty impressive. I do not know how he made those shapes. That is incredible. So props to Andrew for that. And it fits on the stand nicely. So yeah, overall really cool character in the show, and I'm excited to see Resistance Season 2 if that happens. And I hope you guys like it as well. And now on to Phasma. Alright, so here is Captain Phasma, and boy, was this figure hard to make. So, this figure was made over the course of many, many months, and why this commission and this review took so long to get out, because the silver is actually spray painted on. I had to spray paint that and paint over the silver in black where it needed to be. And the spray paint was... I obviously only had one of this body, so I tried touching it a little bit, like after I thought that a week would be enough to let it dry, because it was honestly a really crappy brand. And the color was good, but it just did not dry, and it literally took, I think, 3 months before I could touch it without leaving a fingerprint. But now that it's all dried, I really actually like how this figure turned out for all the flaws that it has. Just visually, it's pretty pleasing to look at. Like, and with the cape and everything, it fits really well. And this is one of my capes. I designed it and I printed it out and cut it like all my other capes. But it's made out of a strong fabric material. I actually had to glue it onto the back though. You can see where it connects, because this figure just has a lot of problems, and it's mainly with the cast, but I will take blame for the messing up with the brand of spray paint, and kind of just having the cape be attached. You can't really see the back, but I mean, it's the same as Pyre. It's just recolored in silver. So yeah, nothing too much to look at. But the helmet, I think, looks nice. There are a couple hiccups where there were actually like there was something on the cast there in the middle that you can see the little mark. I don't know what it was, but black visor detailing, and just the rest is silver. So yeah, and then the torso, there were a lot of little bumps, and I don't know what happens. It did not work well, which again is probably partly my fault, because using spray paint on this will obviously, and such a bright color too, will obviously show every little like indent and everything. So I do appreciate Andrew for providing the cast, and I really do like the cast. It's just some of the functionality of the cast is just like a little bit weird and off, and like the arms are really loose and the hands don't go in all the way, so it's kind of it holds the weapon very loose. And yeah, and the left leg, I do not know why, but the left leg will not go all the way in. I'm lucky because like at this angle it just tilts in, because that's how it gets onto the two studs, but normally if you just have it straight up and down, it's like way off to the side. But yeah, so I spray painted the entire torso, painted the black on the sides, and then on the arms it's just painted black on underneath the shoulder pads and in between everything, and then silver was spray painted everywhere else. So yeah, it was a little bit tricky trying to paint over the silver and getting in between the lines, because I was afraid that I was going to screw it up and then I'd have to respray the entire thing. Um, so yeah, that was a little nerve wracking. But I originally just sprayed or just went with the silver color on the pockets, but I added some outlines just because I felt like it added some needed detail, and so it looks pretty good. The knee pads are pretty much the same. I painted around it in black like I did with Pyre, and you can see the legs pretty much plain on the back, and yeah, I equipped it with a E11 CAC blaster again. So I would say that these are probably two of my favorite first order minifigures I've made. I've made a couple of first order figures in the past, including a cardinal and a couple other basic detailed ones that were just made for a couple people. But I really do. This one is visually pleasing to look at, and I want to say thank you to both Dan Figs and Andrew or AV Figures for providing the casts and letting us buy them, and so I could use them for this commission. And I think that these figures will be good for display, just functionality. If you want to play with them, maybe veer away from that. But yeah, so I definitely if I could do this again, there would definitely be things that I would do differently. But overall, I'm happy with how they turned out, just visually. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And please let me know if there are any figure suggestions you guys have. I'm open to pretty much doing anything. Like I said in an update video, I'm trying to branch out, do some different figures. So if you guys have anything suggest from other themes, or any other figures in the Star Wars universe that are kind of obscure, let me know, and I will see if I will be able to do them. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And this is goodbye, and have a nice day.